What was it like around 9/11 when downtown was inaccessible?
That was a tough assignment. Luckily, I had a lot of help in executing it. On 9/11, the exchange didn't lose power, didn't lose communications, but the member firms who bring us orders did communications. And of course, tragically, many of them lost people as well. It was in the days following 9/11 that that um, that the exchange and the members and the other exchanges working cooperatively, along with the Treasury, the Federal Reserve of New York, all came together on a daily basis to update the public on what was happening in the financial markets. On the very next day, Wednesday the 12th, it was imperative that we get out word to the public that okay, markets are on pause right now, given the events that have happened, but we're going to be back in business this coming Monday. And the exchange, of course, and the members and utilities and emergency services all had to work cooperatively to actually restore the connectivity that the firms had lost. At the same time, there was no way to get reporters downtown every day to have a press briefing on the daily progress of all this. So that very first day, on Wednesday the 12th, that morning I had to call member firms. I think the first one was Bear Stearns, and call them and let them know that the heads of all these exchanges, firms, and government agencies were all coming to their office if they weren't there already. And that after that meeting to work out that progress, they were going to need to have a press conference and fill in all the press that they could bring there to update them. And I remember making that first call, and I got a junior staffer on the telephone, and they said, "Hang on a second, let me call you right back." When he called back, he had the entire communications department, or so it seemed, of Bear Stearns on the phone, and the message to me was, "Tell us what you need. We're here for you. We're going to make it happen for you." And they took the ball and ran with it. And to this day, I'm so grateful to people like that who did what needed to be done in very challenging circumstances, and to all the cooperation that really swept through the industry and through the country in that time period.
What was the most important message you ever had to manage?
I think that stands out as the one that was most important to the country and really to the global economy at the time. That America had been hurt badly, but was not going to stand down and would come back. We felt that was a matter of national priority at the time. Someone mentioned to me that what we did was heroic. I don't look at it that way. I think heroic, that was the firefighters who were climbing the stairs at the Trade Center while people were coming down. That's heroic. What we did was necessary, and we were proud to be in position to do it. And we felt like we were doing something very, very important that had to be done.
How was the reopening of the market a turning point?
I wish we still had the feeling today that the turning point had been more lasting. It certainly was a big turning point. And although the market was down that first day, I remember walking to the boardroom. This is back before everybody had market information in the palm of their hand. The officials went to the trading floor. They rang the bell. By the time they got back upstairs to the boardroom where I was looking at a Quotron machine, and the machine indicated the market at that time was down 700 points. The message to everybody there, gathered there, was one of national unity, one of purpose. And I think everybody found it very meaningful and was kind of caught up in the emotion of it. You don't often get a boardroom, and there were literally hundreds of reporters between the boardroom and the gallery overlooking the trading floor, all joining in the singing of God Bless America. It brought tears to my eyes. I'm a little choked up talking about all this.
Why was the blog Hybrid Talk the right medium to explain the hybrid community?
The hybrid market was rolled out incrementally over a period of months. And there was a lot to explain to the trading community and to the general public, but really to the trading community. There were new order types. There were new ways that we were going to go about doing the business of trading, and it was going to roll out one piece at a time over that period of months. A blog was perfect for that because it enabled you to put out one piece of information at a time. On one day, you're going to post, here are the stocks that will participate in this pilot starting next week. On another, you'll be explaining, here's how an intermarket sweep order will work. And so I was posting every day, sometimes multiple times a day. And I was just trying to make it as interesting as possible. Some of my bad sense of humor crept into it. So when I was talking about what was going to be coming up next Monday, you were going to also learn what happened on that date in financial history. And you were going to learn that it was also Keith Richards' birthday that day. The blog became, I like to think it became more popular than the hybrid market ever would become. I ran into a trader at a conference, and we were talking a little bit. And when he glanced at my name on my badge, he said, "Oh, you're that crazy son of a bitch who writes the blog for the stock exchange."
Was the hybrid market a bridge between floor and screen?
I don't know that it was a bridge. It was the next step in the process. The exchange had outstanding technology. The exchange had very robust technology. Our uptime beat that of any competitor, but it was mostly in the service of the members on the trading floor being able to do business. When you begin to automate the process more, and those traders on the trading floor still have a role, but there are other ways to get to the market, it does introduce cultural change, as you put it. I mean, if you were to look at the trading floor today, you'll see the market effect that all this had on the trading floor. Still, there are people on the trading floor. They still have purpose, and they still serve customers. It's not like what it once was. It's different. I'm not saying it's better or worse. That's really for the customers to decide.
How did the NYSE's identity change when it went public?
Prior to going public, we had always done a lot of financial reporting ourselves as a not-for-profit organization, not nonprofit, but not-for-profit organization. We filed our annual report every year. It all just ramped up very significantly when we went public. Reporting became quarterly. You had shareholders. You had shareholder meetings. We were visited by Evelyn Y. Davis, the preeminent corporate gadfly in America. We ended up having a very good relationship, even though I once inadvertently was tossing her out of the boardroom during a press briefing. Culturally, it does change an organization when you go public. There is a whole new stakeholder group that you've got to pay attention to. And it's not just the shareholders, it's the analysts who are providing information to those shareholders. So there are new disciplines, new processes, and new stakeholder relations to develop.